A film producer has one of the toughest jobs in the entertainment industry. Not only is there an expectation to understand over 12 departments, but fulfilling all those different needs so they can execute. They ensure that work is being done efficiently and a set is the field where they operate, all in the name of bringing a unique vision to life. A writer thinks of a place, the director imagines its look and feel, and the producer takes us there. The name of their game is making the impossible possible. This episode, we look at the production cycle through the lens of Sazi Mbalekwa, investigating the art of the pitch in pre-production, safety and procedures on set, and dealing with reverts from client in post. The production cycle is an inescapable avenue for creating narrative projects. But what steps can one take to make the task less daunting? This is The Game Unfolded, and we bring to you progress over perfection.
And the first goal is to get your first project done. And I think, get your first project done. Get a group around you that you believe in. Get a group of people that have the amount of passion that you have, because it's impossible to maintain your own level of passion and then have to give your energy to help other people. So surround yourself with people who are insane for the project. Get the money together, get shooting. Don't sit around and say one day or when this is perfect or, I'm gonna start shooting when this happens. I think you get the project under your belt, because there's no better education, at least in my opinion, than to do it.
We're looking at that infamous first project and the things you must consider, starting with the tool you use to plan the visual language of the story and how it will be brought to life.
So a treatment basically is the story in a document. Yeah, it's basically what the director says. This is how I plan on shooting whatever brief that you've given me. It's basically like a Bible of the project. Yeah. So we have location scouts, but for smaller jobs. Like music videos, I also do music videos, and those generally don't have big budgets. So we work together. We see, it's very rare that a location will have 100% of what you want. So we always go on location scouts, finding the locations, and then it's always best to go with your art director as well, because the art director can say, okay, since this house doesn't have a table, we can source it from this place and we can make it into what you would like it to look like. So whenever we go on location scouts, we always bring art directors to help us. Even if we can't get 100%, the art director is able to make things happen. Yeah.
Typically, you would assume that a location scout would require the director whose vision it is and the DOP who'll be capturing it. But Sazi brings an interesting aspect of including the person that will be designing the space we see in the frame.
So I worked with a company called Made Films the whole of last year, right? I'm a freelancer, but they took me in and I worked with them. So there's a director, her name is Danny Haynes. And then there's a producer, his name is Dumisani Mvuvu, and those two are a force. We've produced, we've produced a lot of ads. I can share some of the ads with you that we've produced. So I worked under Dumi as a production manager. He was the producer. So Danny and Dumi, they've got that ship on lock. Danny is just, also as a director, I've worked with other directors before, and they take themselves so seriously. Danny is just a person who's just let's do the job, but let's have fun while doing it. She's amazing. So yeah, definitely Danny and Dumi, they are from Made Films. And then for me, I don't have a preference with directors, but I have found that it's easier to work with black female directors. I'll name Yoza. Yoza Mnyanda. She's a director, she's an editor, she's a singer. She's part of docu-fiction. So I've worked with her we did a Shoma Josie music video together. We did a Nasty C music video together. She was the director there and I was producing. We just gel. We just get each other. I think it's also just like because we come from the same background. So we feed off each other's energy. So I really like working with her. Yeah.
So in one word, what do you think the key to maintain a producer-director process?
Respect. As a producer, I don't do a lot of pitching. I am in the pitch sessions, but the pitcher, if I can call it that, is the director. They're selling their vision. So I think, firstly, charisma. I've been in a lot of pitches where the director is just so boring. Even if I've read the treatment before and I feel like, oh, I'm excited about this treatment, the delivery of the director is what is going to sell it. Their energy, their charisma is what's going to sell it to the agency and the client. So I think that's the secret. Just be charismatic. Live what it is in that pitch. Don't be boring. Don't bore us.
This is a reminder to not be afraid to start. Starting with the people around, using the resources at your disposal, regardless of how good you think it is. But don't take our word for it.
Ultimately, in creativity, I don't really think there is bad work, right? Just because I don't like it doesn't mean the next person doesn't like it, right? So ultimately, I'm there as a producer to support the vision of the director. So if that is their vision, that's their vision and that's how they see. And who am I to say that's crap? Greenlight is basically the client, agency, everybody involved who's giving you money saying, we are giving you the money to go and do this thing. That's the Greenlight.
And let's just say that the director had the right charisma, did a good job of not boring the clients, and got the green light. Yes, the bag is secured, but most importantly, you get to see the final performance after all the planning.
That was the best acting I've ever seen in my whole life.
Like you. Rick fucking no.
I love being on set, man. I really just love being on set. I remember back in, when was it? After matric, I took a gap year. Actually, I went to school, decided I'm dropping out, didn't tell my parents. Then I went back home, I just arrived with my suitcase, and they were like, well, you have to get a job. And I got a job like as an admin assistant, and I used to watch the clock, right? I used to watch the clock. With being on set, time flies so quickly. Like, I wake up, most of the time our call times are 5 a.m. So you wake up at 3, get ready, then you drive to wherever. So you're there by 5. Promise you, it goes from 5 till it's a wrap so quickly in a blink of an eye. I don't see my watch because I love being on set. So I think after getting the green light, being on set is what we look forward to the most.
Maybe you've heard all the stories about the greats. David Fincher and Quentin Tarantino have reputations for their extensive number of takes.
Cool, let's just do it one more time. Why? Because we love making movies.
With Fincher known to go well over 10 times in an attempt of pursuing that last piece that makes your perfect puzzle complete.
Depends on the treatment. So for instance, let's say we were shooting here at my house, and that we were shooting we were shooting downstairs, middle, and in the attic. So those 3 days, we'll see that it's best to shoot everything that's downstairs on that day, and then move to the next location, because time is a huge factor. Because if we run over 10 hours, that's overtime for crew, right? You can get deals that last 12 hours, right? There's 12-hour deals. But anything after 12 hours is, we don't want to get into that type of situation where we get that overtime, because it's it costs money. So it always is about, in those 3 days, we need to manipulate time and see what we need to maximize our time. Basically, that's all it depends on, really. If we break it down, it's time management. Yeah.
So whatever you think is holding you back from telling that story, always remember,
perfection is a myth. Perfection in creativity is a myth. Law requires us to have a a medic on set all the time. Then I do not take any shoot that is not insured. I had a music video that I was shooting in Cape Town in March, right? Dior, I don't know, it's Ruga. That man looking good in Dior. Watch that music video. Fire. So we were on a ship and we had a Jeep come out of the hangar on a crane and then swing towards the ocean. And then Ruga, the artist, is on top of this Jeep, right? It was insane. I'll show you that. I'll show you that music video. But he was swinging on top of this crane. Nobody would insure us because they were like, that's like, nah, like it's too much. I had to get insurance from the Netherlands or something like that. So for me, I do not, when it comes to medical safety, when it comes to making sure that my equipment is also safe, if someone drops something, if that Jeep fell into the ocean and Ruga was there and tied onto it, there were people already down there ready to save them if the worst happened. So I had to, you do like a, what do you call it? We call it, there's a word for it. But you list every possible factor, thing that could go wrong, and then you bring in the people to save. But it's also costly because sometimes people are just chilling. Like, I've never seen once a medic like do anything like life-saving, but we have to have them just in case. So yeah.
in film, they say the production cycle in its whole creates 3 stories. The story you write in pre-production, the one you shoot on set, and the one you cut in post. But even when you've been triumphant during shoot, there's still some unexpected challenges that may arrive that the producer has to deal with.
So for me, it's very important that the crew feels like they can come to me. As the producer, I'm there to problem solve, right? If they feel like there's this person who's just being offensive or whatever it might be, I need to, as a producer, go and speak to that person and sort it out. So I always make sure that my crew always feels like they can come to me, you know? I'm not there to make friends per se, but I am a friendly person. I don't, just because I am their boss, we're all there to do. And the thing is about being on set and crew, is everyone is there for a particular reason. We wouldn't hire anybody if we didn't actually need them. So if the gaffer decides that they're leaving and they're not happy, the whole shoot falls apart because we need someone to do lighting, right? So everybody is important, or else we wouldn't have them. So this hierarchy thing, I'm not really about it now. Like, the DOP is as important as his assistant, because if that DOP didn't have an assistant, lagging, taking cameras and running and then he won't perform when he's actually supposed to focus on the picture. So the DOP is as important as his assistant, and vice versa. Everybody is equally important on set. That's how I approach things. No one is lesser than. Yes, they might be getting paid differently, but everyone's important. Yeah.
We looked at the secret to a good pitch, procedures followed on set, and issues a producer faces when in post. Like we mentioned before, production, it's a high-stress work environment, and in South Africa also comes with a significant barrier of entry, especially as a black woman. Sazi Mbalekwa proves to us the power of consistency and making progress one project at a time, because at the end of the day, it's about how passionate you are about what you're making and not the level you're making it on.
Yeah. I've also got this one. So this is the line art of the, in performing arts, there's those.
Yeah, the happy.
The happy and the sad.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
my best
damn.
friend and I got this together. Camera. I love the camera. Like, it's my life. It brings bread onto the table.